coming on back so we can conquer Premiere Pro. Today we're doing the video and text tutorial. So we're going to start off with a clean slate. We got rid of those clips and we're just going to leave our music track there. So of course what we have to do is add in our clips right on back. So I'm using 4 different clips for this video today. And I'm just aligning the clips to the beat that I've marked out. All of the clips, I want them to end at that specific beat. Now that we have all of our clips there, when we play it back, all we see is that very first video that's on the top. That's not good enough. That's not what we want. So what we want to do is go ahead and create our text. You can accomplish this by either clicking T that's over in the sidebar or hitting T on your keyboard as a shortcut. So we're just going to type in food and click your graphics panel. You want to edit this text. So mine is already the font that I want it to be. I'm using Poplar STD, I believe that's how you say it, and my size is 1077. So the next thing we want to do is align our text. We want to center it. So even when I click the tool there, it's still not as centered as I would like it to be. So I'm just grabbing my selection tool by hitting V and moving it where I want it to be. You want to have some letters that are pretty thick so you can actually see the videos within that letter. The next thing we want to do is add a rectangle. So you want to go over and click new layer and then rectangle. So you want to have that rectangle completely cover the screen. And we're using our selection tool. So remember, you can hit V or click the arrow, and that's how you're just going to adjust it. So you'll notice here that it's not completely black. We want that rectangle to be completely black because you don't want anything to bleed into the background. We want just a black background. Now that we have that black background, we've lost our text. So you want to take the text and drag it on top of the shape. Now we can try to play it back and see if we have what we want. Not quite. So of course we have to do some tweaking. So what you want to do is get rid of that essentials graphic side, get rid of anything that you're not using at the time to not distract you. Now go back over to your effect controls panel, and what we're going to do is click on our text panel and go over to opacity. Once you're over to the opacity, kind of scroll down a little bit, and you're going to go to your blend mode and click multiply. Okay, so now we have some videos in our text that we can play it back, see how we like it. It looks great, but we only see one video. So of course now we have to go in and change that. So the first thing we're going to do is work on the very first clip. So we're going to mess with our position and the scale. So we're just moving that clip to fit in the F. That's what we're focusing on. So we want to see that we can see the kiwis and the blueberries pretty nice. Now the problem is that we still see that video in the O's and the D. So what we want to do is grab our Bezier pen that's under opacity. We're basically creating a mask. You want to mask out that F. So just click the points right around the F and connect them. So now the only video that is playing in the F is the kiwi and blueberry. So we're going to do the same thing for the rest of the letters. So let's move to our next clip. We're going to do the same thing, mess with our position and the scale, so you can make things smaller, you can make things bigger, whatever way that you want it to be, as long as you get that image that you like in that letter. So now when we play it back, we see the F looks good, the O looks good, but the problem is we still have things bleeding over into the other letters. So we're going to do the same thing, take our Bezier tool and mask out that O. So you'll notice here that I've cut off part of that O. So what you want to do is go ahead and create another point and just drag it out until you completely can see O. Okay, so we're good there. So now we're going to go ahead and do the same thing to our last letters. So now I'm just going to speed through this part and let you guys try it on your own project. Having a little trouble? Okay, I'll do the last letter with you guys. So we're going to focus on the D. So we're going to do the same thing, go back over to our effect controls and mess with our position and our scale. So this is that drink. So I really want to be able to see that fizz. So I'm just moving it over and making it a little bit smaller so that you can actually see that it is a glass of some kind of drink. And always play things back so that you can actually see how it looks and you know that it's the way that you want it to be. So we're going to just go ahead and grab our Bezier tool and mask out that D. So I did cut it off a little bit on the end, so I just created that point and I just drug it on out so that you can completely see that D. So now once you play it back, it looks really great. You can easily stop here or you can keep going and animate the letters. And you know over here we like to be a little extra. So let's go ahead and bring that playhead on all the way back. Go back over to your effect controls panel and we're gonna scroll down until we see our text. So we found it. Go to source text and we're going to create some keyframes. So go ahead and click source text and then go back to your program panel and delete all of the letters. Then go ahead and create a keyframe. So we want to start off without any letters on the screen. We want to bring in those letters when that first beat drops. So you do that by dragging your playhead to that beat. So then go back to your program panel and apply the letter that you want to appear first. So for me, I'm making the D. Once I put the D there, then the keyframe pops up. So we're going to do the same thing for the other letters. Drag that playhead to the next beat, go back to the program panel and enter O. Move the playhead over to the next beat, go back to the program panel and enter in the next letter. Each time you do this, a keyframe is popping up automatically. And you don't have to do anything special to the keyframes. The video will just play in like a linear motion. So we're doing the same thing for the F. Go ahead, drag the playhead over to that beat, go back to the program panel always and enter in that last letter. So now we have all of our keyframes. All that's left for us to do is render and see how our video turned out. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up and also subscribe to this channel so that we can conquer Premiere Pro together. And also leave me a comment down below letting me know what you want to see, and go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.